All right, hello everybody, and welcome to today's race. We are here in the United States for the United States Grand Prix. We are here in Austin. This is Coda. I am your host, Stinky Juan, and I'm here with KO.
Hello, everyone.
And this is the Champion Series presented by Delta Zero Productions. I'm going to be setting some of the stuff up. Just let me know if you see somebody interesting that comes out. I could try to switch over. Let's hope all these drivers have their names available.
I got kicked
Oh, really?
out of the session. Everyone just
All right.
leaving.
Yeah, that's you. Yeah, that happened to me last weekend. It's very frustrating. I will send you a second invite.
Alright.
That happened to me in the middle of a race, or last week's race, which was very unfortunate. Hello, Mason. What's up? I am trying to get all of the podium stuff up.
Right. Take two.
It's not randomly get kicked. I don't know why it does that. We have a bunch of drivers coming out right now. Is there one of the top runners, Renzo's out there? Looks like. Oh, I'm trying to use the wrong keyboard. Alright.
Switch over to Emma, the person, the rebel.
You think Emma?
Starting the lap.
Oh, they're
Yep.
starting the lap already.
Yep.
Thank you. Get some of these drivers back in here. There we go, I finally got the overlay up.
Emma is running up the last final corner to finish their lap, which will set them P1 at the moment with 1:33.2.
Not a bad first lap, that's for sure.
And then there's a Mercedes setting a 3 second slower lap, which probably
Yeah.
was an out lap for sure.
Maybe. We have, I think Renzo.
Luca goes second fastest with a 1:33.7.
There we go.
Then Lorenz setting at 1:33.8.
You have a few drivers now coming out onto their out lap. Oh, Renzo invalidates his lap. For somebody else. Kumar is here starting their flying lap.
Kumar sets the purple fastest sector. Sector 2, apparently.
Yeah, sector
Forget.
2. Miller does a fastest sector 1. So definitely want to jump back to him once Kumar's done. There's a car slowly coming through here. Is this going to compromise Kumar's lap though? No, it's not going to.
Oh,
Ooh, a little bit.
Fight.
It's into
Sets
P3.
a 1. Behind Duke. So. Now, Lannon sets a 1
Lannon
to
goes
4.
fastest. We have Miller here coming in through the end. Has purple 1 and 2. Let's see what this lap is. P2. Wow, almost identical laps.
Very identical. Nearly.
Yeah. 32.498. They both had very similar sector 1 and 2s. The real big difference is in sector 3. It's about 0.2 of a difference between Lannon and Miller there. That's what made the difference. And we saw some. We have the number 75
finishing their lap now. Or not, well, never mind. I will open this one of those.
Let's see what he could do. It looks like he's got some pretty decent times coming through. 25.5 in the first sector, 37.7 in the second sector. It's looking like a P4 to 5 at the moment. P7 doesn't get it through this last sector, but gets into P7. That's a solid start.
I agree. And then we see Drew setting out one mandatory 5.7 and jumping in P10.
Nice. I think that so
Just
Druid,
yellow.
any gap that they can get early, they do really well in the race, so it'll help a lot. Any little bit of gap.
Sway
It's
is
like
now on the
yeah, we got Alex out here trying to do a lot. Maybe looks like he just gets out of the way, which is good. Sway here having solid sector 1 and 2s. It's looking at P9, I would say, at the moment. We'll see if they're able to do it through Sector 3.
Oh,
Oh, maybe not.
the
It
P8.
does get actually P8 still. A little bit of a...
If he hadn't,
Lost
if
it
he
a little bit.
haven't, if he hadn't got that moment in the final sector, then he would have got P7, P6 or P5 at least, or maybe P7.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
maybe. He was definitely doing a pretty solid Sector 3, that's for sure. We have their
Sector
Limp now
2.
going fastest through Sector 1. I think we should actually go there.
Two Aston Martins are on the final lap. Let's
Yeah, I
see
don't know if
who-
the other Aston Martin is... Oh, he is on a flying. They're both going really fast. We have Limp here with a 24.9 through the Sector 1. And you have Renzo doing a... Where is he? There he is.
He backed
Renzo-
out. He backed out. He's starting another flying lap.
Oh. I'm trying to get back to Limp now.
He's starting
He has
another
purple
lap.
Sector 1 and 2s. This is going to be way faster. Oh, 131.7. That is quick.
About 7/10 faster than the two Williams.
7/10. I don't think the Williams were pushing like really hard, so they definitely have a chance here. And we saw even with Renzo there, now that he's doing his real flying lap, he was actually on pace with Limp for some of it. The first sector, about 2/10 off, and I think he just made a mistake in Sector 2 that cost him to slow down. So see what he's able to do. He's on pace with P2 right now. All right, he did a 130, or he did a 37.5, which is a little bit slower than them, about 5/10 slower. So he's 5/10 off the mark. This third sector is going to matter a lot here. He's going to have to make up some ground. This should be a really good lap either way, though. Does a 133.372. Gets it to P6. I don't think that's what he wants, but at least gets a lap down.
He really wants to compete with top 5.
Definitely. We're looking at... He's wanting to compete with the Williams team, pretty much. That's what we would expect from him. We actually have here Kumar finishing up his lap. Does a second lap, improves by 3/10, and is in P8. Was he already in P8?
He was.
Did he actually improve into it?
He improved, but stayed in P8.
Yeah, I mean, this is a tough grid. You can see all the 33s here. They're all barely split apart.
Everyone's in the 4/10, 3/10 gap.
Yeah, 4/10, 3/10. It's definitely small gaps here. And let's see who else is on a flying. We have driver like Pangil out here. Oop. Doesn't look like he's actually doing a lap though.
Alright.
So we have Dust out here. Do you think he's doing a flying lap? I think he is.
He is.
Yeah, it looks like he is. But we also have the Williams cars, I just realized, are on flyers.
Well, there is about 2.5 minutes
that
left.
he's definitely not. All right, we have Miller coming across the line, improves to a 132.101, but is still 3/10 slower. Gonna be looking to improve that by the end of this session here. And then I think Eat just passed the line. What did he get?
He improved his time.
133.925. Proves his time, but does not get in front again.
Who else is there to look at? Sway is improving by about 5/10 on his first sector.
Okay.
Which
Good
the
one to watch
the two Afro males are helping each other on the straight.
Oh yeah, nice. I like it. A little bit of a slipstream there.
Sway gets past. Can Sway get a fast left sector too?
It's a good corner too. That was a good corner.
Passed by 8/10
up. Does it 25.4 and a 37.4. Those are some solid times through those sectors. He's gonna be able to make up that little bit of extra time that he's gonna need here.
He made a mistake in the last corner.
Ooh, that's not good.
Well,
just needs to keep it tidy. He'll jump a bunch of drivers if he can keep it.
Oh, P9 at least.
He does gets the P9 there. 33.6.
Drew is starting his hot lap now, which so Alex could help him out massively. The same thing as he did for him.
Should be able to, right? We have Lore and Emma back out there also. Oh, and we actually have a retirement there.
Kumar decided to just give up.
Oh, these two drivers are fighting it through these. Oh, that's not good. I think they're both on hot laps here. And Lore, and I believe it was one of the... Oh no, they look like they were both on out laps. So, ooh, that might be bad. I need it.
Pangil.
Do you have a Wildcat as a friend?
I'll double check that for you.
Yeah, he just needs an invite. But we have here Lore. I don't know how much that compromised his lap. I guess it did. He did a 27.7 through sector 2. That's a little bit slower than he'd like. But I think he's still going to finish this lap out. Or is he just going to come in? Nope, he's just going to come in.
Fortunately, I don't have Wildcat.
It's okay. Let me go to Limp here, and then I will try to quickly invite Wildcat. All right, sent it. No problem. All right, we're here. Nick is getting out of the way, I think, of a driver on his hot lap. Oh, it looks like he's on an out lap too. But I'm going to stay here with Limp because I'm assuming he's going to do another flying lap. And I'm curious if he'll be able to beat it. The other two, the two Williams have not come out at all. And with how much time's left, I don't think they're coming out. Oh, he's actually coming in? I'm confused.
Everyone's...
Oh, is everybody just done already? Oh, yeah. Everybody's done. That makes more sense now. I was like, why would he do that? It's actually the second timer, huh? That makes more sense. No, all right. So we have Limp taking the qualifying. He does a 131.738, about 3/10 faster than the rest of the grid. Renzo able to get himself back into P4, so that's where he's wanting to be. So that's going to help him a lot. With Luke just barely behind him. Emma getting 6th, right next to Lore, the other Italian.
2 Italians in the same row, I'm guessing.
Yeah, and 2 Dutch in the same row. Pretty cool.
We'll
Pretty
see.
cool. Yeah, we'll see what happens here.
I really want to scream, "Hey Google, how many laps is there in the called US Grand Prix?" And so I can
The
just divide it
US
by
one.
2.
It
Can I do that?
is, I should know this. I was there. 50 something. I can tell you when it starts.
What am I racing?
You hit spectator, right? You shouldn't be racing.
I'm apparently racing. I should just retire or what?
Wait and retire so that your car is not on the grid anymore.
Oh, I need to wait about 9 seconds, so then I can just press retire.
Yeah. Yeah, just wait. That's weird. How did you came in as a spectator with me, right?
Yep.
That makes zero
I haven't pressed
sense.
anything.
Oh,
I'm P17, mate.
look at you out there. You're
I
one of
can't
the
even go
racers
forward,
now.
mate.
Yeah,
I don't have
I
key
can't
bind.
even move. Yeah, I don't
Like,
have the keys to this. I
I don't
mean,
have key.
you could just. I
How
believe you
is
could just get to the grid, right? You don't even have to.
I have to press escape because my key
Oh
binds are all
yeah,
over
so then
place.
it'll at least it'll at least take you there.
Because I'm
Oh
on
my
keyboard
gosh.
and
I'm on
apparently
keyboard as well. Oh my
and
gosh. I can't believe the game did that
apparent
to you.
and it was my keybind for A is apparently my W keybind or driving keybind.
The buttons are definitely weird for me. I do know that. Like the game. All right.
Yeah.
So as he does his driving out there with the rest of the drivers, we have Limp, Miller, Lane, and Renzo, Luke, Emma, Lore, and all on mediums. We have Kumar on the softs. We have Alex on the mediums. We have Dust on the hards. So the first hard driver on him.
Alright.
We have Paul and Pangil on mediums. Hill on the softs. Druid on the hards. Sunbee on softs. Wildcat on mediums. And our commentator on softs. Oh my gosh. I can't believe they did that to you. Doesn't even make sense. If I know for sure if you go into a race as a spectator, it doesn't give you a car, so I have no idea why they gave you a car. Oh, it's because you left. When you
I left.
accepted the invite, what you're supposed to do is hit F2 instead of enter. You know how there's like the
Oh,
enter
yeah.
the
Yeah.
thingy? You're supposed to just spam, you're supposed to hit F2 when you're in the lobby before you join. Yeah. The rookie mistake. Rookie mistake.
Forgot about that.
You're good. just retire out once you get ready. But
Oh,
you get a
look
good
at me.
view. You get a good view from right all the way in the back in the beginning. Oh,
What
we
am I on?
have Kumar and Druid all both disqualifying onto the line.
I parked. I'm such a good parker, I must say.
All right, I can hear the lights. All right, and we get a good start here from Miller. He's right there on the side of him. Oh, he gets in front actually. And we have going really wide there, Landon, and Renzo's right inside. There's two. It's a Williams
Well,
sandwich. And Landon bails out there, loses 4 positions. Oh, he's losing all of them.
4
Yeah, he's
positions
losing every
lost.
position right now. As many as you want. That's how many positions he's lost.
Right, I'm back where I'm supposed to be.
Yeah. Welcome back. I
You-
have to reopen Podium. It's not tracking the
Right.
intervals. Just let me know where to be.
Lannon is overtaking people now, up to P6 now, or P5 now, as he overtakes Luke for P5 and is now tracking Emma for P4. What is there? The two Mercedes swapped positions for P9 and P10.
We have this big fight in the back right now, too.
Umar and Sway lost 6 positions from the start. No clue
Dang,
what
6
happened there.
positions, huh?
Yep, they're all 15. Kumar is in 14 and Sway is all the way in 15th position.
All right, I got... Oh, and we got here Lore on Luke. And it looks like he's going to hold it here. How do you like that Ferrari livery right now?
Looks like a McDonald's.
It
livery.
does. It makes it... It's like a McDonald's sponsored car. They should just get them to sponsor them, huh?
Yeah. Wasn't the same as last year or what, the 2 years back?
It's the same they did last year, I think. They did the same thing. Or similar. It was similar to it, I think. But we have here Emma getting passed here by Lanen. And I missed that one. Brian gets past Limp right in front. So we got this little battle here. Limp's coming back on the attack. And he looks like he's going to take it back. And we're going to see a lot of this. And now we have it.
Aston Martin are together.
Yeah, here we go. This is the battle we were looking for. They're only 3 points difference right now in the Constructors Championship. They're really close. And we can see why with right here with the 1, 2, 3, and 4. They're here. Yeah, they're fighting. Miller's gonna be, and it's gonna be a long race. They're doing 28 laps, and they're gonna be together until the end of this race, pretty much. This is gonna be a tiring race for these 4.
Now we see DRS enabled now. So hopefully
DRS is enabled. Yeah, I wouldn't expect them to really defend heavily against the DRS. This track is fairly easy to pass each other on. There's those 2 DRS zones, and they're both really strong. And we can actually see there Emma. Oh, wow, that's early. That's an early penalty.
Renzo goes down the inside and retakes P3, but hard racing causes Land to go off the track a bit. And Renzo gets the DRS of him. And now we see Brian overtaking Limp on the main straight, or the back straight, and claims P1 at the moment.
Yeah, Miller back into P1 here. Limp is into 2nd. Renzo now swaps with Lennon into 3rd. And then we have Emma just there, the 5th wheel. We like to see a 5th wheel in a race. It always mixes it up, right? Because the other 2 teams, they're obviously helping each other. It's always nice to see that extra driver there to kind of mess with both of their plans, right? It's not as easy to strategize when there's an extra element involved. And now with Miller in front, Limp in 2nd, I wonder if he'll be able to break this toe, because the Lanen and Renzo fighting, they might actually lose the gap from Miller and Limp. And we've seen what happens when those two get away. They just kind of disappear into the sunset together.
Yeah.
And we can see there is a gap now from Landon. It's over 1 second, which is required to get DRS, which is drag reduction system enabled, which allows you to have less drag on the straights.
Then there's a little group forming from P11. Oh, who was that?
Oh,
Kumar
I don't
spawned.
know. There was definitely something happened there. Yes,
Kumar
there is
spawned
a
and
little
broke
bit
his
of a...
front wing.
Who broke his front wing?
Kumar.
Kumar? Ooh,
Yep.
that's not good.
A little re-rend Twitch caused him to lose re-rend.
Yeah. So now Renzo's actually under the attack. He's going to have to keep an eye on the driver behind him. We do have Landon there blinking or ready. So he's used up all of his... Oh, I guess he's got a little bit. He's just right on the limit on his reserves. But we are here with the 3, 4, and 5. Emma's here trying to make up some space. We have Limp still behind Miller. Miller's been able to keep that position so far.
Give you all some
And
statistics for battery level. As we know, Lannon has the lowest amount of battery from everyone else. Everyone's above 30 or 40%.
yeah,
And these two up front, Brian and Will Limp, they're on both on 95%. Well, as Limp used some, so he's now 80%. But other
okay,
than
so
that,
they're doing...
every other driver has more than Lannon's battery. If that makes sense.
Yeah. But Lannon's been able to slowly climb back in. He's slowly trying to climb back in it, and you can see there Miller actually gets the gap. So now Miller has a gap of over a second. And Lannon's on the back of him, so he's going to be able to kind of reserve and hopefully save some battery now that he's on the back of Limp. But Emma's really close. I keep seeing
Indeed.
Emma, but... And Renzo actually might lose the DRS here. He might not get the DRS here.
I don't think he doesn't. Or doesn't have DRS now. He doesn't.
He doesn't have it, and now he's going to be sitting duck here for Emma. Emma's finally getting what he wanted and gets past into P4 here. Renzo's moving backwards. And we actually, while that was happening, we actually had Landon in front. Gets in front of Limp.
Which is a 1-2 for the Williams team.
That's a huge loss right there for both of them. It's 2 positions lost. P2 and P4. And now we have the Williams 1-2 going. We do have Landon blinking here, and we're going to expect Limp to attack here. But as this happens, it gives Miller a better chance every lap to win this race, because he's going to be able to relax a lot more. So Landon's going to be playing a huge team game right now, and has benefited his teammate a lot by doing so. But Limp does get back past him.
But Limp is now about 2 seconds behind Miller, which the fighting with Lannon and Limp caused them to, or him to push away.
Yeah. And you can see here Landon close again. He's going to be looking to attack once more. Emma's in DRS zone of these two drivers as well. So the more they fight, the more of Emma has a chance to come into this race. And we see there Landon takes the position back again. And we are back to Williams 1-2. Emma's getting closer and closer each time. because these two drivers are racing each other. And Renzo's been able to hold on to the back of Emma, so that's a really good sign. The pace is still there for Renzo, so we'll see what happens. I think how the pit stops kind of come out. I think will play a huge role here for these top 5 drivers. As you can see, they've split themselves from the second pack by 5 already. We have Limp there taking the position back from Lannon. But this is good for Lannon, right? Because he's just, the longer he stays with Limp, the less likely he's going to be able to catch up to Miller in first. We have Kumar coming into the pits and actually retires out. So we have our first actual retirement.
Yep.
And we have, there has been a lot of jostling in the back. It's just kind of hard not to stay up here with the 3, 4, 5, and as they've been constantly passing each other. But you can see their Limp actually doesn't lose the position here, and they're already catching a lapped car here. That's pretty early on in this race,
which
here.
is Sunderby or Nicholas. So there's actually 2 groups that are fighting for positions right now, which is P11 to P, I believe, 14, and obviously P2 to P5. And everyone else is just spread out.
Yeah, everybody else is kind of spread out. We have, it looks like Renzo might be here on the attack. Might be attacking back on Emma, and you can actually see it. And you actually have their Lannon going for attack as well. Lannon is in P2. Limp now in P3 again, with Emma very close. Oh, these drivers are all really close to each other, and Miller takes now a 3-second gap because of all this fighting. This is what Miller does need with the lead that Limp has on him right now in the championship.
If there be no safety cars this race and everyone will stay at this rate of pace, and you know, what happened?
Did you see that? Oh, Lannon drops all the way down to 5th.
Wow.
This is the thing about trains, though, right?
Oh,
a huge incident there with Renzo and Lannon. Oh, that is not good.
I don't think.
And the number 2 drivers of Renzo and Lannon collide for their teams, and Emma is the beneficiary out of that. Now is in P3 with only Limp there between them. So now he's only fighting one driver. Gets past them too.
I believe Emma's the new rookie in this town.
Yeah, the first race of this season, and looks to be doing really well. This is a pretty good showing. Now into P3 or P2 in front of our championship leader right now. And we do have Lannon and Renzo. I wonder if either of them took damage with that.
I don't think so, because there's no visible damage on their cars, so I don't think so.
Yeah, it looked kind of tire to tire, right? And that's why they kind of spun so quickly. Oh, we have a VSC activated, so anybody who was trying to pass, and they actually come in, they do have damage, or at least they do now. So Renzo and Lannon both coming into the pits. Let's see if they had actual visual damage here with the VSC. So they're going to take a benefit. He goes onto the hards, doesn't have damage. Lannon actually comes I mean, they probably do have damage. They just didn't replace the tires. And Landon actually comes out in front because of that. Because of that slow pit stop. I saw somebody's wing like flinging it across the side. I wonder if that was a different driver's. There was just debris that we saw. But we had a few drivers there pitting.
I seen an Alpine that had broken front wing, so probably that was his front wing flying across
The
the track.
Alpine that did. Yeah, so we had Landon pit, Renzo pit, Lore pit, Luke pit, Alex pit, Dust pit, Hill pit, Pangil pit, and Sunby pit again for 2 now. And this VSC is still going on even after all those pits. We'll see. Do you think the hards, I guess this might be a length that the hards can make it to. It's about 18 laps. It's a bit of a stretch. Oh, and Luke takes a drive through. No. Oh, you gotta hate that. I think he got it. It must have. Oh, and Landon takes it back. Ooh. He must have went right over the red. I hate how the delta is in this game because it bounces so much. It's very frustrating as a driver.
Yeah, slow down a lot. From my
I lose so much. Yeah, I lose like a second on restarts for VSCs usually because they're just too afraid to really push that limit, right? And we actually have, was Emma already in front of Limp? Or yeah, he was, right?
He was, yeah.
Yeah, he was. So it's still the same. Yeah, nothing changed. They are close together again though. Was Miller's gap dropped a bit? He must have just stayed under the VSC. See, that's what I was talking about. I think he lost a bit of time from those two, but I think it's worth taking, right? Because a drive-through is, I'd say, roughly 30-second loss on most tracks. So it's way better to make sure you lose a second instead of losing 20 or 30 by taking a drive-through. Yeah. So we'll keep an eye on Luke.
William overtaking Emma now, P2 now, or P3. Or,
yeah, P3. Yeah, P3 for Emma, and Limp takes P2.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got you. Emma. Yeah. This fight, the fight between Renzo and Landon, I'm curious what's going to happen going late into this race. With that incident they had, will they drive a little bit safer around each other, or will they keep that aggression up? And I'm curious to see what happens with those two.
Possibly Emma could give most aggression to Limp as he wants that P2, and them two are fighting, which means that Miller is gaining a lot each lap.
Yeah, look at that. It's like 4.5 now.
Last lap
Landon goes fastest. Seconds. Yeah, I think what happens is for Emma, I do think, yes, you want to fight for P2, but I think P2 is too early to fight for. So I think they should both kind of DRS train each other and just try to get up there. Push yourself, like push together, try to get, because maybe they can both fight for P1 instead.
Yeah.
So I think, especially since they're not on the same team, they're not fighting for the same stuff. I think you just kind of fight together in the beginning of this. You can see Emma's actually using the Verstappen helmet, the numerous Verstappen helmets that we all have. One of them. I think I have like 3 of them in the game.
I don't know how much I have been. I've been on the game since, I don't know, since the.
You have at least 2. You have at least 2, probably.
Probably.
Yeah, they give them out like crazy. They've been giving out like crazy. We actually have Limp going into the pits.
Trying to do an undercut.
Definitely trying to do an undercut. Just trying to change it up, it seems like. But with this gap, he's not gonna get out in front of is he? Yeah, he's not gonna get in front of these two. So he's still gonna end up behind Landon and Renzo. So he was trying to avoid that, but doesn't actually do it. And now he's gonna have to fight with Landon. So this is not a good position for him to be in. We have their Luke serving their drive-through, so he's just gonna drive right through. Not even gonna get new tires or anything. So, oh, so it says it's a 17-second loss, which is probably even more. It's probably like a 20 because you gotta come out and everything. But with that, I think this like backpack now where Luke is where all the fighting's gonna be. I feel like.
Well, Limp is now behind Lannon, which it will be a probably easy pass as he has DRS. Well, we won't overtake him now, but we will probably overtake him on the finishing straight if he gets close enough.
Yeah.
And
it'll probably be the front straight.
Sway is in the DRS of Luke. And
which is helping him a little bit.
He might goes past Sway, as I say that.
Yeah, and we actually have the 1 and 2 now pitting. So they're responding. Miller goes onto the softs. And Emma goes onto the mediums. Wasn't Emma on mediums already? So Emma's is doing a 2-stopper as well. And Miller is looking to be doing a 2-stopper too. So we have now Limp and Landon are both fighting. Landon doesn't leave him much room there and holds the position.
Miller
so
also
with Miller, yeah, he comes out in first still.
Yeah, and then if people really thought, he's probably thinking right now to himself that he could run away with them fresh softs and possibly make at least a 10.
Oh, that looked blatant. I don't know about that one. I won't say anything about that one, but
Lannon has a missing end plate now, so
yeah, I don't know about that one. That's questionable. Oh, we have another crash.
Eat My Dust and Ryder colliding in the S's possibly.
Maybe, yeah. Where was that? Does it even show where they were when that happened? I mean, though the mid pack has been fighting it out too. Like this top pack has been fighting, so has the middle. And they must have crashed really hard for that to happen.
Yeah, hard
fighting. Because they both DNF'd.
Not sure what happened there, to be honest.
I don't know what happened either, but all I do know is that now Miller's coming back in, and because he went onto these softs, he can actually go back onto mediums here. So he's actually going to benefit. He's going to be able to go onto the mediums. I think everybody goes onto mediums here. They don't think they go into the softs. So he goes onto mediums.
Yeah.
Mediums. Oh, the double stack is going to slow him down. Oh, Limp actually goes onto the softs here. Lanny goes onto the mediums. Renzo actually goes on softs as well. Landon has to take a wing, so he's going to lose that position. But is going on the mediums. We actually had Emma go onto the hards here. And that's because they went onto the mediums when they came in.
Little mistake with their little MFD on their little thingy, majiggy, whatever you call it.
Well, Emma definitely didn't have mediums. They could have maybe got to softs, but softs, it's still pushing it. These two soft runners, it might be pushing it.
You wouldn't last 10 laps or so after the safety car comes in.
You definitely have to pass early, get in front, and just push really, really far. You have to push to where you get so far ahead that when they're fighting to catch up to you, and then by the time they catch up to you, you guys are equal in grip, tire grip. That's the only way they can do this with the softs, because the softs, like you said, are gonna be dead at the end of this race. So unless you have a decent, like, unless their tires are also worn out, it's gonna be really hard to fight it off.
Or if you're good at tire managing, then you could have your softs by the end of this race below 50%. I know it
Yeah.
might sound stupid or whatever, but if you're good at managing your tires, then hopefully you could get your tires below 50 for your
Yeah.
softs.
I think if you could keep your tires in the, so what you want to do is you want to extend your up to 20%, and then you want to extend as long as possible up to your 40%, because after 40%, 40 to 60, they're all the same. It's really bad. The tire life is gone. Like, your grip is just not there anymore. So ideally, yes, like, they can get it under 50, but ideally you want to get as much of your work done under the 40%, because that's where you're going to have the most grip, and that's where it really drops off in pace. So we'll see
Yeah,
what kind of gap they'll be able to make, if they'll even be able to make a gap, but they certainly have to. Renzo's going to need to try to get past Emma as quick as possible. Emma's on the hards, so they'll be looking to extend out into the middle of this second half of the race to try to maybe make a few passes near the end, and maybe hopefully not lose too many positions, right?
yeah. Um, what was I about to say? I was about to say something, but I just
Oh.
forgot.
Sorry.
We might see Aston Martin 1 2, hopefully, because they're both soft and
We
it's very
could.
easy to
It's
it's very easy to overtake on the main straight with them if you have unlimited grip with them softs compared to mediums and hards.
mhm. It is definitely
So
a gamble for sure. So, but
and
we
then
will see what happens.
if the two Aston Martins could get in sync together, then they could just run away. To be honest, with DRS tapping each other out, and safety
Yeah.
car is in this lap. So we'll see if Miller could run away from Limp, which he's on softs, and Renzo behind is on softs as well. But he has to overtake Emma first to get P3, and then try to get Miller, or you know, Brian, or if
Yeah.
Limp overtakes Miller.
Yeah, it's a tall task for sure. Um there is a little bit of a gap between, because Landon does have to pass Lore. And I'm
Yeah,
assuming, so Limp's gonna need to get a big of a gap too, because I'm pretty sure he's gonna get reported for that incident. I don't know if he'll get a penalty, but I think you always want to try to make up potential penalties, right? Like, oh, we need to make up this amount of time because we might get a penalty for here and there and stuff. We don't know. I just saw the incident. I just know he was involved in an incident. So
and
with
now
this
we get
restart,
back to
look,
racing now.
and you can see the pace on these softs here
Oh,
goes on to
bang!
inside here. It's driving very aggressively, and I think Miller is going to do the same here, because he's not going to want to lose this position,
Renzo's with the
because the
P3 now after the pass.
so Renzo
Bypass
does get the
now.
pass off, but Limp does not. But well, I'm assuming he's going to be able to do it on the straight. He's just going to have a lot. He's going to have a lot more grip to for the exit.
Lannon spun.
Oh, and Landon
Lannon spun.
spun.
His car is okay,
That's
but he probably lost his rear end as for his stop or as for his mediums not being warm enough to go full on push mode around them two S's. Around the messes.
And Miller doing a really good job here holding off Limp. And is
And Miller has a
able to
slight
keep him behind
disadvantage.
still.
but you must consider that Miller has a bit of a disadvantage with battery levels, as well, Limp has 73 and Miller has only 60 on 60, and
Okay,
obviously the
but
tires as well.
you kind of expect that with the front driver, right? It'll
Well,
go.
yeah,
That front driver will always have a little bit less ERS because they're not able to use as much or reserve as much. Renzo goes
Pangil and
fastest.
Wildcat collide into into that what is
Oh,
it,
okay.
loop, whatever that corner is. Uh,
Oh, they collided, huh? So Pangil actually has to come into the pits already. And we have a few drivers separating. Landon getting back up to ninth now. And Miller doing a really good job holding off Limp here. Every lap benefits Miller because Miller is going to have the better tire at the end. So every lap he's able to hold him on the back. DRS should be enabled onto the next lap. And I think that's all he's really trying to get to, right? Stretch out to DRS because you know you're not going to be able to keep him behind you once DRS happens. But at least get to DRS. And it does look like he's going to be able to do that.
there's potential group forming behind P4 to P8.
Oh, yeah, because of the
As
hard runner of Emma.
yeah,
Yeah. Emma's just trying to do similar to Miller, but even an extended version of it. So,
is that who is this? Pangil? Is he alright?
yeah,
He is alright.
he was over there. I think my leaderboard is
DRS
freaking out
enabled this
again.
lap.
Oh,
I
and
don't
a
know. I just
crash
saw.
there from Luke in the background.
How am I missing all these stuff? Like,
It just happened in the background of the race. It was just, yeah,
I
he just
missed it
spun it.
again. Like, I missed everything.
Yeah, I only saw it because of the camera angle. It was like I was watching from very far away when it happened.
I was watching Pangil wobbling to him because there's a yellow flag on the S's, so
Yeah,
I thought he was spun or something, and I didn't see. And then two
yeah,
seconds
he
later, you
definitely.
say, L- 2 seconds later, you say Drew and Luke spun, or collide.
Oh yeah.
Which, um,
In here, I think he's finally gonna run out of it, and he does. He's gonna get past him, but Miller can now attack back, so that's gonna be the upside for him.
now he has a Renzo on his tail now. Another soft runner. There's a AlphaTauri going slow and a hairpin. Turn number 11.
All right, here we go. I don't know why it was all messed up.
Limp is keeping that P1 for now, and
He's
Renzo
still
got
holding it. Now Renzo's gonna be looking to catch up, but Miller is not letting him go. He's right on the back of him, and we actually have a
VSC.
VSC is triggered. There's a lot of cars now making mistakes on this reset. There's more cars that made mistakes on that reset than there were like almost the rest of the race. I think the fatigue on these drivers is coming into play now, and
Luke jumped into the pits now to go on his final stop, I believe, onto softs.
yeah, onto softs. He's gonna be, we got to keep an eye on that. Maybe he's gonna look for a fastest lap.
Yeah. Everyone's spread out at the moment, except the front
Yeah.
three. Well, and who else? P7 and P8 are together. So we might see few overtakes there and here. here and there.
Yeah, for sure. Druid gets a drive-through there on the reset. So similar to what happened to Luke, just hitting that red delta right at the wrong time.
Yeah. Miller is approaching to go down the inside to turn 1 to get that P1 of Limp.
Yeah, and every lap that he stays with Limp is another lap that should put him into the win near the end, because Limp's tires are going to be going, and I don't know how many more laps it has where its pace is better.
Yeah.
Because even now they're on 6 laps.
Luke
Like
gets
we're on the back end of it, huh? And a 3-second for Luke. Ooh, the gap is big enough to Wildcat to get points still.
Luke spun in the final turn.
When he also spun.
Oh, he DNF'd.
Oh, and he retires. He was in position to get points there, and because of it, he's now not. And we're down to just 12 drivers, or 11 drivers. We actually have a kill here on the attack onto Alex. So as we get closer and closer to the end of this race, we have a few drivers now here fighting it out.
As Luke says in the stream chat, he tried to do a U-turn but killed his rear suspension, which caused
he banged. He hit it on the back of the thing, probably, right?
Yeah.
It's unfortunate.
A bit too hard. I see now, Luke. I was supposed to say it, but then you said it. So.
Yeah. Here he comes. Hill gets the pass off on Alex, so takes P7 late into this race. And even though he has passed him, he didn't fully need to, because Alex has a 3-second penalty. But I think all these drivers would prefer to beat a driver on track, not because of a penalty that they got in the race. We have Lore here now close to Emma. But Emma's tires should be picking up. I think the mediums are still going to be a little bit faster. And that's what we're seeing here.
Yeah. Lannon is not having the best race of his life at the moment, which he has 6-second time penalties. 9, I should say now.
9 now. Yeah, and he's not had a good. He's not had a good side-by-side racing either. Like, I think some of it was definitely just on him, but also he's definitely been in some incidences that weren't his fault, from what I could see.
Yeah.
But we'll see. He's got his head down. He's all the way back up to 6th from that spin that he had earlier. Which I think is huge. Because he was all the way into last, got back up to 6th. So every position he can gain, if he can get to back to 4th, it'd be nice. But with the amount of penalties he has, it's going to be hard to do, because he has to pass them and then make up a 9-second gap, because none of the drivers in front of him have a penalty. And none of them really have warnings either. So
as it stands, if Lannon doesn't make up any ground, or if he stays like this for the entire race, then he will drop down to P8, and Hillian or Hill will drop or will move up to P6, because Sway has a 3-second time penalty as well. So Hill can give his team
a
big lot of points, or not really a lot of points, but some points.
A decent amount of points, yeah, definitely. I think he'll. Yeah, I think he wants to get past here, but maybe they are about equal pace. Alex and Hill. I think they've been racing together the entire race pretty much. So it's not. It wouldn't be a huge surprise if they're
Staying in
pretty
each
much
other's
identical
nearest.
paced. Yeah, they've been together almost
Lord
the
takes the
entire
3-second
race.
time penalty.
Okay, so there's one that Landon needs.
Well, if you put things in perspective, if Landon wants to overtake Lore, then he needs to gain another 6 seconds on him. But
Yeah, I know. It's rough. It's definitely rough.
and he needs to gain about what? Uh about 3 more seconds to catch him. So about he needs to make up 9 seconds to be P5 at least. But the pace he's showing, he's not having the best race of his life at the moment in
Yeah.
Kota.
It's not been bad either. It's just yeah, I think it's been definitely that spin right on the reset was really harmful, and I think that's really what
Yeah,
happened. It's
and
like
the
the
collide
yeah. Yeah, the
and the
collision was
collide with the
weird.
Aston.
I don't know. I have to watch that one back again. That was a weird collision. They did it on the
Hillian,
straight. Hillian gets passed again, but Alex has been doing the same thing back to him, so we'd expect that to happen again. These two have been driving. They're probably sweating really badly right now. They've probably been.
at the collision.
All right, he's saying that from what I saw at least. Yeah. That's the thing is I don't want to make assumptions. I just know that they had a weird incident that could have been one of their faults. Yeah. And we have it here, Alex here coming again, attacking back. This is what they've been doing all race. I do appreciate that
Oh,
these two drivers have been racing this entire time together. They've been just side by side here.
we should make a couple of shorts about it as
Oh,
well, maybe. Oh,
do you
Emma?
have him as a friend? I do not have him. I wonder if anybody
I
has
don't
him.
have him.
Luke, are you still
I
in the? Are you still in the thingy? Can you send a invite to Emma? Emma just got disconnected. We gotta. I don't have Emma as a friend, so.
have no one as a friend. Well, the rookies anyway. I don't have,
Oh,
you know.
that's okay. Emma is invited. Sweet. Thank you. Because that's gonna suck. Emma's are gonna drop like 2 places now because of that. Ugh. But still, that's a good rate. Even if if Emma finishes in 6th, assuming that it takes a while to get back in and Landon gets past and makes up the gap, 6th is still a really good first race position. I think they would have preferred 4th, but yeah, as a first race, not bad. Not bad at all.
I think
And we actually have him now here catching up to the ghosted Emma. This is unfortunate. It's hard to watch. Oh, it hurts. I know many of you
the
drivers
rookie.
have experienced that same problem where you get disconnected and then you come back and you're like 3 positions behind and you're like, no.
Very unfortunate. Hopefully
Yeah,
he
but
gets back in and try to make the position. Or gets the
yeah, well,
his 9 seconds.
yeah, we're sitting here
Thanks.
again with Emma, or not Emma, with Alex. Is the driver. These two drivers have been fighting for a while now. It's been very nice to watch. And I am going to post driver of the day.
Who would you
Driver of the day
say?
poll is up.
Oh, outside the 3 yellows, Wildcat spun in the last corner. Emma has joined.
Emma's back. It did lose a lot of positions, but maybe they can hold the 5th now that they're back.
I believe Emma could take P5 as he's only 4 seconds behind, or 5 seconds now behind Landon. So he has 4 more seconds left until he won't get P5. Right, I have a little question for you, Justin, or Juan.
Yep.
Who was your driver of the day?
Driver of the day? I usually don't say it until after the voting's over. But I think outside of the drivers of the day, like the drivers who I like, who most of us would think would be driver of the day, I think I would go at Hill. Except Hill just got a warning here, and now him and Alex are legitly fighting again. Those are I would say the Alex and Hill have both been fighting really well. They both won't get driver of the day most likely, seeing as there's been a few guys up front have been doing the same amount of fighting. So that's what I would say right now, Hill and Alex. But and then I'll say my other drivers later, which Hill actually gets past Alex, and he actually has to keep that position now with the penalties that he's accrued. And they both have 3-second penalties. So Landon now trying to make up a 9-second gap from Emma. Emma is back in their car, correct? Yes, they are. So Emma's trying to not lose that amount of space. Miller has just made this huge gap from Limp because he was on those mediums, stayed with them the whole time, and it was we knew that, right? If he didn't get the gap, we get one for Alex. I appreciate that. I think that's a good choice. Alex is a good voting choice for sure. We have now here, Miller's just going to be coming in, and we actually have, it looks like Lore. Here, Lore's actually fighting back on Landon. Oh no, Landon actually gets past Lore, but I don't think this really is going to matter because he has 3 seconds on him.
Because Landon has 6 more seconds.
Me too, actually.
And he's probably just overtaking, just for fun. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Landon's probably still trying to, you keep pushing because you never know what happens. Both of these drivers could just make a fatal mistake. So you just got to keep pushing hard until the end, until you cross that line. It doesn't matter what your deltas are. Alex actually gets past Hill again, but let's come to the front, and Miller comes across the line and wins the US Grand Prix. Limp comes into second. Renzo comes third. Lore gets fourth.
Landon
will get P6 with Emma taking P5.
Solid point.
Alex and Hill, they're coming up to the end. And it looks like Alex is about to get it from him. Alex takes the win from Hill. And they had a battle all the way to the end. All the way to the end.
We should make a couple TikToks about it or something. Or whatever.
Yeah, it'd have been a nice one to... I would have loved to watch them the entire race. Their entire race must have been just amazing to watch.
Yeah, I agree. Now, we see Chaos Druid running up the final corner.
Druid doing a really good job. Gets to the end. Gets P9. And Pangeal should take our last point here in P10. And what a race. What do you think about those soft runners now that we're here? Do you think it was a miss option, or do you think they were trying something new? They wanted to get in front of Miller, but it didn't work out like they wanted it to.
In my opinion, they probably just wanted to get P1 and P2 as for the
Mm-hmm.
Aston Martins.
For sure.
But it didn't work out because because fighting and they were fighting left, right, and center, and they just
Yeah.
oh, and Chaos Drew gets it of the day.
Druid
But
gets it
anyways,
from the game.
back to my point,
Yep.
they kind of messed up on their little strategy, to be honest with you, because too much fighting with other drivers and just lack of really pace at the very end, as we
Yeah.
saw what Limp dropping 8
Oh my
seconds or
gosh,
so.
what is this? Sorry. Oh my gosh, what did I just look at? Did you see that?
Well, Miller just levitating.
Just floated into the air. He's a magician now. He did. That
You
was a
could tell him.
miracle what he just pulled off. Got into P1. But I do agree. I think there was too much fighting in this track to go with a softer tire for sure.
Yeah, and then they just died out after a few laps, and then just Miller just ran away.
Definitely.
So within
I
range.
agree with that. The softs kind of, you couldn't get away from them because this track just doesn't let you. It's relatively easy to keep up when your paces are similar, as we saw with multiple drivers, all of them pretty much. But
With
we did get Renzo
Hill
with the fastest lap, 134.685, so that'll give him a little bit of an extra point towards the
and
constructors.
Aston Martin are running away with this championship, as they probably are about what 30 points ahead. I don't know. I'm not sure around the
They were
championship.
they were actually pretty close. So before that, there was only it was only separated by 4 points. So there was a 4 point separation up to this race. So I think it's still very close. They're still very close. Miller drops the gap between them a bit. I think he got 25 and then he got 18, and there was a 15-point gap between them. So that gets shrunken a little bit. The Aston Martin one grows a little bit. But
Aston
I think they're
Martin's
still
got
there.
Aston Martin's got 33 points, so
Yeah.
from today's race, and only Williams' team got what?
25 plus what does
Eight.
sixth get?
No,
8?
it's 8. Yeah, so that's about 3 points.
So
So
it's the
they're
same. So the
so the
same.
same, yeah.
Yeah. So
So
I
so there's
think
3 points.
yeah, so today, yeah, I think it was Austin only scored one on us today. Yeah, they actually scored one because you remember the extra point for
Oh
the
yeah, yeah,
driver
yeah.
of the day or the fastest lap. So that
So
actually gives them an extra point. So it's up to
so it means 5
5
points.
now. The 15-point lead shrinks to 8. Somebody's gonna get mad at me for getting that wrong if it's wrong. So
The
it's very
standings.
close still. It's very close.
Yeah.
So very close. Yeah, congratulations to Renzo for getting fastest lap. I don't know if a driver has gotten fastest lap twice now. Maybe Renzo might be the first one to do it. But there's been almost a different driver each race with the fastest lap, which has been crazy. And let me see the poll, because we did have that poll up for driver of the day. Is it? Yeah, let's end it here. So it was. So it's actually 6 for that. So it is still Miller gets the driver of the day, even if we remove one and give it to Alex. Renzo with a close second. You pushed for it. Yeah, you're on some mediums. I believe Renzo did that on sauce. No, he did those on the sauce. He did his
Yeah.
fast slap on the sauce. I think he even had DRS from his teammate at that time. So it was definitely a heavy push. But Miller does take the drivers a day, which I get. it makes sense. Drove solid. Yeah, and those. I mean, he had like a 5 second gap originally, and then he just made it up again, and then so. The person I would have given driver of the day, I think, would have been Miller. That's who I'd have given it to. He had a very solid race. Started in P2, made up that gap immediately, and was fighting limp on those tires for very long. And I think that made a big difference into the end of the race. Gave him a better position to the end. How about you, Kale?
Yeah, it's good racing from Miller in general, to be honest. Made up
Yeah.
position and gained about what, can't remember the exact time, but he made up a decent time at the very end. So well done to him, and hopefully we could see him do the same thing next race, which I believe it's um what's the next race again?
Their next race is going to be Las Vegas.
Las
So
Vegas.
it's going to be Las Vegas. It'll be the first time we run it. It's the first time this track's been added. So that'll be I don't know if that's good or a bad thing. This track is going to be
It
if we
might be
thought
boring,
DRS was strong in the last track in Coda. Oh,
then we have to
this
wait
is
until
even
Las
more.
Vegas.
Yeah, Las Vegas is gonna be even crazier.
It might be
So that's gonna
boring, it
be.
might be entertaining, we have to see. Because
It'll be a
most
little
of
bit
our
of both, I
picks,
think. It'll be a little bit of both. I'm expecting people to crash heavy here, just by laps of judgment and things like that. Because this track has it's similar to a lot of the other circuit tracks or street tracks where the walls are your limit for most of the corners. And when the
and
walls are your limit, sometimes tires come off. So
same thing with missing your breaking point. You might go to the runoff section, as few people did recently. Well, not
yeah,
recently, but few people I know that did. So we'll see.
definitely.
It might be little, probably every overtake will be like what, turn one, and then obviously the DRS ones as well. So we'll see on the 16th of September around Las Vegas, round six of this Champion Series season three calendar or uh,
Yeah.
season.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. And with the front runners closer than ever, and even the mid pack, that mid pack battle has been intense. Druid, I think, consistently getting points. Um, every race is up there with the rest of the guys too. So that's another one to keep an eye on for the middle. I'm curious to see who ends up in like sixth, seventh, and eighth in the drivers' championship near the end of the season because it's pretty much up for grabs still with a lot of those drivers in the middle pack. So
Yeah,
um,
I agree. We'll see what will happen on the last day of the series, which is on the
exactly.
25th of November around
Yeah, it'll be
Abu
fun.
Dhabi.
Abu Dhabi. But I
We'll
was your
see then.
host. Yeah, I was your host, Stinky One. I was here with KO. This was Delta Zero Productions Champion Series, and we'll see you all next time.